Hey, looks like we got our first major update for the Insta360 Luna Ultra. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the change log. We're gonna test out some of these changes that were made in the firmware update and also talk about what the Insta360 Luna Ultra still needs majorly in the next firmware update. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? It's Tyson Terry Warfield back for another video. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And remember to be thankful for your freaking life today because you did not have to have that. Let me tell y'all something that I just found out by mistake. Y'all might know this. I don't know if they just added this in the latest firmware update, but did you know that if you own the Insta360 Mic Pro and it's connected to your Luna Ultra and you turn on the Mic Pro before you turn on the Luna, that it will actually turn the Luna on? I found this out by mistake. So I went to connect this to the camera because I'm using the Mic Pros for this video, and all of a sudden something starts wiggling in my pocket and I'm like, bro, I can't be that happy. that's wild. But no, the Luna start turning on in my pocket. I don't know again if they just added that in firmware, but whatever, it's dope. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this Luna Ultra update. Now, to be fair, Insta360, we know that they always are pumping out firmware updates for their devices. This is just the first major update. I'm sure that they have tons of updates still in the works, which we're going to talk more about that at the end of this video. For now, let's talk about this firmware update. This is the first public update that they have available for it, and this is version 1.0.283. It is a 1,699 megabyte update that will take about 5 minutes to install. So let's look at this change log real quick, which again, I did test out some of this stuff, which we're going to move on to in 1 second. Number one, added color preview when shooting an iLog, which we absolutely freaking needed. Number two, added support for using a POV head tracker when the Luna Ultra is mounted upside down, which before you couldn't do that. I don't have the head tracker, so I can't test this out. But now if you flip the Insta360 inverted, like upside down, the head tracker will still work. Optimize zoom performance with improved zoom slider responsiveness. I did test that out. Number four, improved remote touchscreen transmission for a smoother preview experience. Tested that out. Number five, optimized the remote touchscreen standby power consumption for longer battery life. Number six, optimized gimbal stabilization and tracking stability. Number seven, optimized image quality in certain scenarios. And number eight, which we did test that out. Number eight, improved system stability and overall performance. So let's talk about number one. They added color recovery to iLog now, which is freaking major. Before, if you wanted to see what you were looking at, but you wanted to use iLog, you had to use one of the built-in filters paired with iLog, which I do have a video dropping next on that. But now you don't have to do that. You just go right into iLog. Right there in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a button for color recovery, which will restore your screen back to a normal Rec 709 viewing experience, which is what we need to be able to make sure that our log footage looks good. Now let's move on to the next thing I tested, which was number three, optimize zoom performance with improved zoom slider responsiveness. So I tested this before and after, and zoom performance wise, I have both of these on the screen right now. And on the left side, you'll see there's still a major color shift when you go from the 1x camera to the 3x camera, but overall the zoom in from 1x to 12x for sure is smoother. So they for sure smoothed out the zoom action, and also they did smooth out the zoom switch also. All right, the next major part of this firmware update is concerning the remote, and some of you are going to be super happy about this, especially y'all who have had major issues with transmission range, reliability, and all that stuff. I haven't personally had a lot of issues with my Luna, but I'm in all the Facebook forums and I'm on threads and all that stuff, and there are a ton of people who have problems with range. So I'm going to break this up into two parts. First of all, how fast the remote connects to the Luna, and then we'll talk about range. Let's talk about how fast it connects first. Now, typically in my day-to-day use, I mean, I've used it at the gym, I've used it out filming for YouTube videos, blah, 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 and it usually takes about 5 seconds to connect. When I was tested for this video, however, there were times where it would connect right away, like within a second. There were also times where it took about 5 seconds, but there were also other times during this test block where it took like 12 to 15 seconds to connect and also didn't connect at all sometimes. So the results during testing were very, very inconsistent. I'll say that. However, after firmware update, I ran this about 15 times in a row, and it connects within like 1 second to 2 seconds every single time. So it's for sure improved. Now, the next part is dealing with range. I know a lot of y'all have really, really bad problems when it comes to range. I personally have not had a lot of issues with my Luna, and I've been very vocal about this. I don't know if there's a difference in production blocks or whatever. I know some of y'all have a lot of issues. I personally don't have a lot of issues with mine. Now, I sat right on those rocks over there and I walked across the street just to see how far I can make it before I got a weak signal. mean, I'm all the way across the street now. This is where my back turned. Like, all right, halfway across the street. We were able to come all the way up here without any signal issue. So let's see if it's any better. So I got a signal issue about right here before firmware update. And now I'm able to go all the way to the tree line. So seems like a noticeable improvement. After the firmware update, I was able to make it all the way to the tree line. So there's a for sure improvement in range there, which for y'all who had a lot of issues, you're gonna be thrilled because the range is a lot better and also the connectivity is a lot better. Lastly, there were some people saying that the microphone quality was improved with the firmware update. I mean, I listened to the before and after clip. Yeah, I don't hear any difference. This also says that they improved the remote's standby power consumption for better battery life, which is great because before there definitely were like parasitic power draw issues. Like there were times where the remote would be fully charged and the Luna would be fully charged, and you go to put it in your bag and you take it out the bag and then all of a sudden the remote is at like 70% even though the Luna is still fully charged. And I would say ever since the firmware update, I haven't seen any of those issues, so hopefully that's rectified. All right, last three things. Optimize gimbal stabilization and tracking stability. Didn't test this because tracking and the gimbal performance were already great, although I'm happy to see them improving it. Number 7, optimize image quality in certain scenarios. Insta360. What does that mean? Enough with the cryptic firmware update patch notes. What does that mean? I'm gonna assume that you're talking about the auto ISO problem where everything turns into freaking mush, right? I mean, you would probably assume the same thing, and unfortunately, all of us are wrong. So I tested this before. I had the shutter speed locked at 1/50 and auto ISO max set to 400. And as you see on the screen, it's a plastic fantastic mess. And unfortunately, after the firmware update, it's still the same exact problem. So if you set the auto ISO max to like 400 or 800, if the camera needs or thinks it needs to go above that, it'll just apply digital gain and turn the entire image into freaking, as Philip Bloom calls it, mush. And that problem, unfortunately, is still there. Insta360. This is like one of my huge problems with the Luna, and I wish that y'all would fix it. Maybe it's coming in a future firmware update, but right now, this is not the fix that we were waiting for. I wanted to see if they were going to tweak the color science at all, because before the firmware update, the Luna Ultra for sure leaned more towards magenta when it comes to like the color spectrum, right? So as you see, I have some before and after clips. I did film them outside, although I had the settings pretty much exactly the same. And I locked off the white balance because sometimes it can pick a different white balance, which might skew the colors or whatever. But I didn't really see a difference. It looks like if we pull up the vector scopes that both of these are pretty much the same except for the luminance, which could have been a difference of, you know, 20 minutes where the sun moved from that position to that position. But overall, the colors, you know, is where the reds fall, greens fall, blue fall, blah, blah, blah. That all looks very, very similar in the normal color mode, which is standard, and also in log. Number 8 says improve system stability and overall performance. Again, we don't know what that means, but I'm glad to see system stability and performance being fixed. Let's talk about, in my opinion, what the Luna Ultra still needs in the next firmware update. These are major things. I mean, all of us have our thing, oh, they need to add this to the Ultra. These are major things that still need to be added to the Luna, and I'm sure that they are probably working on the next firmware already. Number 1, the fact that we still don't have USB streaming is a huge miss. It's in the menu. You can clearly see that there's an option to switch USB modes. The option for USB streaming just isn't there yet, so they still need to add that. We still don't have any freaking exposure tools. We don't even have an EV meter. We don't have a histogram. We don't have anything like that. We desperately need EV tools, at least the EV meter, so that we know if our image is at least over or under exposed. I really want to see them add the feature where if you don't want to clip anymore like DJI cameras have, you just hold down the record button and it automatically erases that clip instead of recording it to the memory card, and then you got to go back and delete it. So that would be great. I would love for more options to be able to customize these buttons under the screen, like let me assign these to ISO instead of having to dig in the freaking menu to change it. Like I would love to have like ISO down or ISO up as these two buttons, or at least be able to program them to other things. And also the ability to change exposure exposure settings while recording, or to change anything without having to change it and then back all the way out the menu. If I'm in the menu making changes, just let me press record and get me right back to recording instead of me having to back all the way out the menu, then go record. I've missed so many shots having to do that. Overall, I'm glad that they are working on improving the Luna Ultra. I love the Luna Ultra. I've made this no secret. Even with its flaws, I love this camera. Hopefully we'll get a lot of these features in the next firmware update that I just got done talking about. And that's it. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up. There will be a ton more Luna Ultra content coming. Now that the Pocket 4P is finally allowed to be talked about in the United States, there's gonna be a lot of Pocket 4P versus Luna comparisons, and we got more FX5 videos to make, and the Fold 8 just got released, so we about to be booming on this channel. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I will have a couple of Luna Ultra videos linked at the end of this video, so make sure that you check them out. So love y'all, peace and chicken grease. Till next time, tight shirt, Terry Warfield, I'm out. Peace.